Hello, it's me again, ZappyStorm. So, guess who got all the dragon boxes? Me. So, yeah, this is a second collection video. Last one was posted about a year ago. I was in a different room. I'm in the same house, but that's the room I was in, the one that's next to me. But I'm in this one, on my own this time. Woo. So, yeah, there's just to go through, this is another Dragon Ball collection video. I'm going to do a quick rundown of all the home DVDs, move over there for the books. That's it. Whatever. Let's get in. So we have the Dragon Ball season sets here. These are a okay release. They have a bit of cropping and the colors are a bit wonky, but something they do interestingly is they have English subtitles for both the English dub and the Japanese, which I think more DVDs should do because sometimes I want to know what the people are saying when I'm watching it quietly or something. I don't know. Just subtitles are nice to have outside of just specifically the Japanese audio tracks. Anyway, I got the Dragon boxes. These are really good. Best release. I don't want to talk about how much money this cost me or how long Royal Mail delayed my delivery. I am very, very, very happy with them. Unhappy with the situation, but these are, unlike the orange bricks that I featured previously, these are 4:3, the original aspect ratio, unaltered colours, but unaltered from the kind of old faded scans, the faded film, the 9mm film. But these are really good. No Funimation music score, sadly, which I think that just kind of sucks. I know, like, I don't personally rarely listen to the Funimation score, but I feel like it should be on, especially the best release of the show. Anyway, moving on from there, we have Dragon Ball GT, the complete series. Now, I actually rewatched my old video right before doing this, so I was wrong about the GT subtitles. It's the same as the Orange Bricks. It's only these ones that have the separate subtitle option. Uh, the Dragon boxes do also have like a separate selection where you can select them regardless of the audio, but it's always Japanese. It's subtitles for the Japanese version, which is kind of the same, but like it's not. Anyway, Dragon Ball Kai after this. So the Dragon Ball Kai, the final chapters, terrible. But there's no good release of Dragon Ball Kai, the final chapters. It has this weird green tint that'll become a sticking point. It's 16:9. I just don't get Kai the final chapters. It's not good. But the regular Kai are pretty good. They have like some distracting redraws. You can kind of tell when something's like a digital redraw, but it otherwise it's probably the best way to watch Dragon Ball Z, especially given if you don't want to deal with filler. Because obviously standards have kind of changed of anime. You want stuff to happen in your episodes. Moving on over here, we have the movie packs I mentioned. Nothing new to say here. I did find out that while they're not natively 16:9, these films, they were animated with 16:9 in mind. So having them as 16:9 isn't as bad as having the show in 16:9. But like I said, no one really talks about these. They're really good. Don't like many of these. Bio Broly Sweep. Dragon Ball Super. I said DVDs, but I meant Blu-ray a lot. But outside of that, yeah, no, I got it. It's just Dragon Ball Super, the complete, just the complete series of Dragon Ball Super. So it's the most standard release. I have nothing really to say about it. I wish this bit here was printed on the box rather than being a paper bit that's been glued on with a bloody primary school glue stick. Anyway, so moving on from here, we have the Bardock and Trunk special. And I was kind of disappointed they weren't on the Dragon boxes. I thought they were, but it turns out some of the Japanese ones. But anyway, this is a Blu-ray and DVD combo thing. I don't know why they do that, but whatever. I guess you don't have to like. I guess you have to like release. You have to like make 2 releases, I guess. But I guess it's just weird. But they're 16:9, which I'm not happy about because they're not movies. They're part of the show. So I really want to find a way to watch them in 4:3 eventually. Then we have the modern films. Like, so we have these have like a weird green tint too. Not as bad as the final chapters, though. It's a lot better. So we have Battle of Gods, which I think is my favourite at the moment of the films. Between that and Superhero. Resurrection of F, which I don't care for very much. One of those Blu-ray DVD things. Broly, which is really good, but I think it kind of just focuses too much on fighting. I wish there was a bit more story content. And Superhero, which has a lot of story content, except for the last, like, 20 minutes of the film where they just kind of forget about story. Briefly moving down under here, we have the rest of my funny collection, where Dragon Ball Evolution sits, in Polish. It doesn't affect the film at all. It still has an English language setting, so it still has English language, so I can still watch it. But yeah, Polish. And then over here we have the Dragon Ball Z movie collection on Blu-ray with the Trunks and Bardock specials. And we have Dragon Ball Season 7 The Steelbook. I was told these are alright, and if you really want to watch Dragon Ball Z, it's the best way. It's 4:3, but still cropped for some reason. Like, some of the edges aren't there, and there's the grain removal thing they do is still there. So you're still missing out. Like, the line work still looks weird, but they're like fake grain. It's strange. I don't get it. Then in the depths we have my orange bricks. I moved these here today. I don't know where I'm gonna put them. They're the cheapest way to watch the show. They're not great, but I can't stop you. Moving up here, we have Dragon Ball full colour with the manga, so just the sign arc, and Dragon Ball Visual History, a really beautiful art book I'd recommend if you want to see Toriyama draw a bunch of vehicles. He really likes doing that, apparently. And also, this doesn't really count, but manga theatre. It's Toriyama stories from before and during Dragon Ball's publication. Very fun. Let me just slide on over here. We have the books. This is where I mainly consume Dragon Ball. I'm gonna be honest, I've never watched the show fully. Oh no, that fell. Anyway, I don't watch the show fully, but I've read all of it several times. We have my first Dragon box over here, because I bought a full set. So I'm probably going to sell this one or something, I don't know. But moving over here, we have all of the original 42 volumes of Dragon Ball. You can see the cool continuous little spine art down there, and a Dragon Ball itself, which I can just move out of the way. I really like this. Give it a read. I like how these have the different Dragon Balls for each volume number. That's very clever. I like how the Kintoan kind of runs through all of it. Well, not all of it, I guess. And then we have Jacko, the Galactic Patrolman, Dragon Ball, That Time I Got Reincarnated as Yamcha. Both stories you should read if you're a Dragon Ball fan, but a bit more of a fan of the more comedic stuff rather than the serious stuff, which for me I'm personally much more a fan of comedic than serious Dragon Ball. Then down here we have all the currently released volumes of Super, so 1 to 19. This is about during the fight with Gas. So almost finished the Granola arc. We've done all the Bardock backstory stuff. And the final thing I have is over here, which are 2 of the Dragon Ball 3-in-1s. Their paper's really thin, make me sick, but I like that they're the Kanzenban covers. They're very nice. Also, I like that you don't do the Dragon Ball Z split thing, but that's not really worth buying a release over. And as a final thing, some crappy Funko Pops. I'm gonna just do that. Goodbye. So that's my Dragon Ball Home Media. I didn't spend as much time on it this time because I kind of I just assume you've watched the first one. It's my most viewed video, I think. But I guess if we're gonna cap it off, here's the Dragon Balls. Goodbye.